While trading is closed on August 5th, 2020, let's dispense with our disclaimer, then we'll get into our calls. Remember, anything I say gets killed if we gap sharply in the undesired direction. Don't post stuff which isn't of general use. Don't make predictions without giving the reason. Well, for today, we looked for the pattern with the early low. This is it. Usually it's a rally day with the high in the final hour. We actually got it, but flatlining like this isn't very good. And it isn't very good when you gap up, rally all day, and can't clear this high. Unless we have a gap tomorrow and clear this early, I'd expect to see lower prices, but not necessarily a lower close. If you're a bull, you want to gap, take this out fast. Tomorrow's pattern has the early low, doesn't mean you won't gap up. The real call from yesterday is we had a possible top here at prices slightly higher than we were yesterday. We got the higher prices, and now we have to see if that works. During the day, MEJT gave an ultimate sell signal. We got the minimum. We usually get more. We got an ultimate signal to buy. We got it. We usually get more than that, and we did. This wall into the close will often gap down, but it certainly isn't a lock. Well, the MEJT system is about 18 years old. We have 11 unsatisfied targets in 2020. In the previous 17 and a half years, we have something like 33, 36. So this is about a quarter of all the unfilled targets in the last 18 years, just in the last few months. And I'm assuming that an anomaly like this, which again happens about once or twice a year, is going to be taken care of by satisfying these targets at some point. Now the idea was we had this resistance and stuff. We actually traded past this line by a little bit. This is what we had. I'm going past it a little bit, doesn't really bother me too much. If in fact we do drop from here, I don't think it changes anything. Certainly would have inspired more confidence if we hadn't gone up quite as high as we did. But if there ever was a place to stop, this is it. We've now filled the gap from back here in February when this plummet began. Filling the gap is natural resistance. Some people feel all these have to fill at some point, so they felt that was kind of obligatory. We now have an ABC pattern with C equal to A. If the idea is right, and we don't know at this point if it is or not, if it's right, we really should start dropping without much delay. And if you look at the futures market, that hasn't happened yet. Now, I don't know what will happen tomorrow, but this area remains a target. It's a perfectly logical place. And if we started dropping fast and hard, I tend to believe it. But if we keep going up, bears have missed a great opportunity. Well, tomorrow's pattern has the early low. Doesn't mean you won't gap up. It's negative. We didn't have a clear rally day. We didn't clear the midday high. Bulls need to gap and promptly overtake today's high. Our lower prices should print. Doesn't mean you'll close lower. The idea for a possible top here is right. We should start to drop convincingly without much delay. As far as futures is concerned, that hasn't happened. We still have the same areas of concern. Too many unfilled targets. That, if that waited longer, wouldn't bother me. Happened before. But the real concern is too much positive sentiment on behalf of the amateurs. At some point, bullishly overly bullish sentiment has to be punished. This is a logical place, but until it happens, I can't rule out the possibility of trading higher. Tomorrow has the early low. We'll have to see if the idea works or if we have to come up with a higher target, and that's today's call.